Your home is your safe haven, but one unvetted construction project can tear through your finances just as easily as it tears through drywall. When you're exhausted from searching for a contractor, the first person who shows up with a cheap price feels like a relief. You just want to shake hands and get the project started. This chart shows a low initial cash bid next to its true cost. That upfront discount disappears entirely when you have to pay for abandoned work, necessary rework, and legal fees. Hiring a general contractor is an exercise in risk management. Each layer of vetting serves to insulate your personal wealth from the inherent liabilities of a construction site. If you skip due diligence, you expose yourself to secondary mechanics liens. A mechanics lien is a legal claim placed on your property by an unpaid subcontractor or material supplier. You could also face massive bills for property damage or medical liability if an uninsured worker gets hurt on your property. That is why you need the Ironclad Vetting Blueprint. It is a strict, friction-heavy protocol designed to bulletproof you from these hidden traps. Enduring the upfront pain of administrative vetting is the only reliable way to protect your primary financial asset from catastrophic loss. The vetting process starts immediately. If a contractor approaches you with an unsolicited door-to-door offer, reject them. You should also immediately walk away from anyone who demands cash, uses high-pressure sales tactics, or asks for an unusually large down payment. Be highly suspicious of extremely low bids. They usually indicate a contractor who plans to cut corners on materials, or who will hit you with expensive change orders once demolition begins. This chart shows how to establish the rule of 3. You must obtain at least 3 detailed, written bids from different contractors to find the true market baseline for your project. Those bids must be highly specific. Demand a detailed scope of work, exact materials and brand names to be used, and an approximate timeline for completion. Maintain the psychological discipline to stick to this process. When an aggressive salesperson pressures you to sign today so they can start tomorrow, walk away. Filtering out bottom-tier bids and outright scammers at this stage saves you from the most common and financially devastating traps. Next is the administrative phase. You need to verify that your chosen bidder is legally allowed to perform the specific work you require. There is a massive legal difference between a state license and a simple registration. A proper license provides consumer protection. A registration, which often comes with an IR number in some states, provides zero consumer protection and is meant primarily for subcontractors. Go to your state regulatory agency's website. Look up the contractor's license to confirm its active status and search for any disciplinary actions. After the license, demand their Certificate of Insurance, or COI. The COI is an official document issued by an insurance company that proves a business has active coverage, and seeing it is non-negotiable. Check their general liability coverage. This policy protects your wallet if the contractor physically damages your property during the build. You also must verify their workers' compensation coverage. This protects you from medical lawsuits if a worker is injured while on your property. If you skip this step and hire an uninsured contractor, your personal homeowner's insurance becomes completely liable for their accidents. The final verification step is gathering behavioral data. Ask the contractor for at least 3 past references and actually call them. Ask those references specific questions. Did the crew meet deadlines? Were there unexpected cost surprises? Was the site safe and clean? Rigorously verifying licenses and insurance is the only way to shift the legal and financial liability off your shoulders and back onto the business entity. Before any demolition begins, you have to lock down the legal agreement and the payment terms. The absolute rule of contracting is that verbal agreements are entirely meaningless. Every single promise must be captured in a written contract. That contract requires hyper-specifics. It needs to list exact brand names, paint colors, model numbers, and a comprehensive list of all subcontractors working on the job. This chart shows milestone payments. Tethering payments to verified stages gives you financial leverage. Your initial down payment should be minimal. Beware contractors asking for large upfront sums for materials. The golden rule: never pay for uncompleted work and never pay in cash. A highly detailed, milestone-based contract is the only mechanism that keeps you in control of your money throughout the chaotic build process. Let's bring this back to the physical reality of a renovation zone. It is messy, loud, and disruptive. Before you let anyone swing a hammer, you need to pass this clear-to-build checklist: a written contract, a verified state license, a verified COI, checked references, and a milestone payment plan. If you are a first-time remodeler, treat this list as absolute law. If a contractor acts offended by your vetting process, walk away immediately. For budget-conscious planners, remember that a 20% discount on a bid is mathematically useless if an uninsured injury ends up bankrupting you. And if you are planning a large-scale custom build, ensure all subcontractors are explicitly tracked and insured to prevent secondary mechanics liens on your property. The exhausting diligence of upfront vetting is the necessary price you pay to ensure your dream remodel doesn't turn into a financial nightmare.